G'day, it's Ben, Liam and Bell. The new sound of Nova Mornings in 2023 is early breakfast.
Hey, it's Ben, Liam and Bell from 6am and Jodie and Hayesy from 7.
I listen to you guys every morning though on the way to work.
You guys are fresh.
I'm loving the new show.
Loving the show?
It just makes my day. They're really funny.
Oh my God.
Jodie and Hayesy. It's the new sound of Nova in 2023.
Good morning, Adelaide. My name is Jodie. This is Andrew Hayes. Good morning to you. How are you, lovely?
Oh, I'm doing so well. Nice to meet you, everybody. Pleasure. Pleasure's all mine.
Come here, give us a hug. Hey, if you are waking up just now, you are effectively waking up to the biggest celebrity stoush I've ever seen in my lifetime.
A little bit random, I must say. I didn't see this one coming.
I certainly didn't see it coming.
But then I didn't know that they were both going out with sisters.
No, I didn't know that either. Two of the highest profile blokes in Australia have gone at it in a park over an alleged affair. It's like mind-blowing stuff, which has prompted me in Jodies Juice to really drill down on cricketers behaving badly. If you know me and you know my history, you'll know that I'll take great joy in this segment.
Yeah, well, okay. Look, there's a few little stories across the journey, so looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Teddy U's on again today, Jodie. Looking forward to this one. This little stage this is going from Brighton to Victor Harbour, 154 kilometres, with some good weather again. Geez, the boys have absolutely fluked this one. The girls' Teddy U race just soaked up the hot weather.
Yeah.
And now it's a breeze for the men.
Yeah, unbelievable. We've got Ask Hayesy coming up as well. This is where the kids hit you up with the really hard-hitting questions. And we've also got exclusive Sam Smith tickets to give away.
All morning. Do you know what? It just feels right that this is a relationship where we just say, jump on board, listen to us, and let's be friends.
Yep.
What's in it for you? Sure. Sam Smith tickets potentially before 9 o'clock. Why don't we just whack you in the draw for Nova's free for 23 as well?
Oh, why wouldn't we?
It's only winners here.
Oh, that's all you've got. That's all we're dealing with. Jodies Juice, let's drill down. This is extraordinary. Let's jump into it, Hayesy. Well, Hayesy, we're still getting to know each other and we're getting to know the listener and we're introducing ourselves to the listener as the newest show on the block. So when we got together, you and I said, okay, if this is going to work, we need some team rules.
Yes, so it makes every strong relationship go to the next level. And please, I mean, feel free to get involved in this as well. If you think there should be any team rules, 13 24 10, please text us as well, 0400 919 919. Do you mind if I set some ground rules first?
Go on then.
And these are absolutely concrete.
Okay.
And when I say that they're concrete, it's concrete, but it hasn't quite set.
So it's still a little bit fluid.
Yeah, so you can carve your name in it.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, got it.
First one, always let the other know that there's food in their teeth.
Good one.
At all times, okay?
Yeah, I love that.
Is there anything worse than when you get into the car and you're like, oh, there's a giant black thing covering my teeth? How long's that been in there?
Oh, my God. The other one is boogers too.
Yep, okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Remember that Crows player that had, every time we see him, he's got a booger?
Yeah, we're like, what's going on? And we talk about it. We're still talking about it. We should have just said something.
But it was 2 times in a row that we saw him and we were like, that's 2 boogers. That's 2 straight. This is not a coincidence now.
Yeah, he's got some issues with some junk in his nose. All right. So every time there's something in your teeth, you got to tell the other person.
Love it.
Bang. Good. Okay. For me, this is more of a one from me to you and maybe to the listeners as well. In fact, it's anyone who communicates with me.
Yeah.
Don't use giant complicated words, i.e., here's some examples. Colloquialism. What the hell's that? Perpendicular. Onomatopoeia.
Oh, that's a good one.
Well, my brain's bleeding.
I see it when I use a big word with you and I know immediately that you have no comprehension of what it means and you're setting a little calendar reminder going, I've got to Google that later, just so you don't let on that you've got no idea.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm going to Google that. By the time I get home, I've forgotten what the word is. I can't spell it. It's just a big old mess. No big words.
Got it.
Like that rule.
Yep.
Never speak ill of Ed Sheeran, please. Never. Not even if he's done something unbelievably controversial. You will never speak ill of the great Ed Sheeran.
Not even Galway Girl, because that's a very average song.
Especially not Galway Girl. Okay?
Yep.
We always pump up Ed Sheeran. And finally,
Yep.
This is a fashion choice, which I feel like extends to the whole team. No Crocs or thongs.
Fair enough. Thongs?
Thongs you can get away with, but specifically no Crocs.
No Crocs.
Come on. Crocs won't make a comeback. They were never in. They never will be. If you got a pair of Crocs, good luck to you.
Yeah.
But you're going home alone.
Yeah. If you, what's that saying where if you ever want to get your kid beaten up at school, just send them off with some Crocs?
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you for giving me that. Just as Henry's about to start school, that makes a lot of sense. All right. Have you come up with some rules?
Yeah, I've got some too.
Very good. All right. We'll get to them next.
It's
It's not too late for a cheeky summer break.
Whatif.com has awesome deals for top Aussie destinations.
Plus all kinds of places to stay for your getaway.
Jump on the What If app to book hotels, motels, holiday rentals, and much, much more.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Well, Hayesy, we're a new team, so we have to establish some rules, some ground rules that you and I need to live by. So we've just heard yours.
We've established some boundaries. For example, always let the other know when there's food in their teeth.
Yes.
Never, ever speak ill of Ed Sheeran.
No.
That's just to name a few.
Yep.
And, of course, no Crocs. I'm big on that.
Okay, I've got a few. Do you want me to run through them?
Yes, please.
Okay, I am allowed to wear activewear anytime, anywhere, any place that I want to, because that is my outfit of choice.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with you. You're very staunch on that, and you've been setting that standard for quite some time.
Anytime I'm in some Lorna Jane's, shut your mouth.
And respect my comfortable look.
Exactly.
Good.
Hayesy, I think my activewear comment has struck a chord with the women of Adelaide, South Australia, because we've got a call from Kimberly from Unley. Good morning, Kimberly.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good, good. Thoughts on activewear?
I love it. I think you should be able to wear whatever you want. Like, really, we can't restrict each other now. It's 2023. Let us wear whatever we want to wear to work.
So, full Lorna Jane kit, we talking?
Yeah, go nuts.
Yeah, right.
Even sorry, you could even go.
Okay.
No
Any function, nothing's off limits. Turn up to a wedding in your Lorna Jane. That's good.
No, it's not dissimilar to what you're wearing. You've just got a T-shirt. You wear a casual T-shirt and casual shorts every day.
And the same shorts and T-shirt every single day.
So if you can do that, then us women can wear our activewear.
That's fair.
One for you. For those who don't know, you've got Invisalign, which is basically two big fat mouth guards.
So I can go into battle at any stage.
I've lost track of the amount of times that we've been in meetings with management, with people who are important, and we start to eat, and you just whip out your Invisalign, and it's like Slimer from Ghostbusters.
The green slime ball.
Green slime going everywhere, all over everyone. And you're unapologetic about it too, and you don't even have a container for it. You just whack them into your pocket.
No, it's put in your
Gross.
pocket. Oh, so this is what it sounds like for those playing at home. When it's a really quick process and you got to do something quickly, you go... There's nothing wrong with that. Although there is spit everywhere, you're right.
Just a quick one. If there's any negative feedback, if someone says something nasty about you, do you want me to tell you or do you want me to deal with it?
Yes, tell me if I know them. But if it's some sort of troll at home who I don't know, who doesn't even have a profile picture and is probably covered in cheesel dust, then I don't need to know. Is that fair?
That's fair enough.
There you go.
And also, I'm always going to have your back, so you know I'll defend you till the cows come home.
Thank you. I'll always have my back too. Cheers.
Last one from me. I've dealt with a lot of male ego over the journey, so do not, no matter how well this show might go or how badly it might go, don't turn into a D-head.
Excuse me!
Do not. And if you do want to turn into a D-head, do it after 9 a.m. and then your Cara's problem, your Channel 7's problem. You're not my D-head anymore. But
well, this isn't good enough. They're good rules. Very good rules.
Okay.
The biggest breaking story this town has ever seen. This is huge.
Jodies Juice.
It does not get juicier than Michael Clark and Karl Stefanovic in a wild scuffle amid cheating claims. So, you know what I'm doing this morning? I'm going to dedicate this edition of Jodies Juice to cricketers behaving badly. Let's rip into it. If you haven't seen the video that has emerged, basically, legendary cricketer Michael Clark, he's in damage control. He is going at it with his girlfriend Jade Yarbrough, who's the sister of Karl Stefanovic from the Today Show. Yasmin Yarbrough. I didn't know that. I didn't know
that either.
No.
I didn't know that there was a sister thing going on.
So she's accusing him basically of cheating with his ex Pip Edwards, who runs a activewear company, PE Nation. Okay. Clark then turns on Karl, who was trying to separate the warring couple. I can't do this audio justice. You just have to play it. Go.
You're all stopping, bro.
India, you want to send it to India?
Never talk to me again.
You're the love of my life. Come to India.
Don't ever talk to me again.
Get it. Stop, Jay. Stop.
I'm not an expert in these situations.
No, you don't read people well.
But I dare say
Yes.
alcohol was involved.
Oh, no.
You get that feeling?
No, just vaguely. They were actually out to dinner at a riverside restaurant in Noosa with their accountant mate, Anthony Bell. He was there as well. So, Jade, you can hear her, they're referencing texts that she'd seen between Clark and his ex, Pip. Pip released a statement. Do you want to hear what she had to say?
Here we go. What have we got?
This is not my circus. That's her wiping her hands of the whole thing.
Yes.
Yet again, Michael, in his true nature, has not taken responsibility for his actions, and I was blatantly lied to. Wowee. My favourite part of this whole melee is the point where Michael Clark tears his hamstring.
Doesn't that just absolutely reek of former athlete?
I hate you.
Going off. Oh, bloody string. Oh,
I didn't cheat.
look what you've done.
I didn't cheat, and ow. It's just extraordinary stuff. As I mentioned before, there's a long history of cricketers behaving badly. Let's run through them, shall we? And you remember when Tim Payne resigned as Aussie captain after sending lewd messages to a female colleague behind his wife's back?
Yeah, there's a bit going on there. He was very heavy-handed with some of the sauciness that was coming through via his phone.
He texted to her, I'm about to give something a pull. And that wasn't his hamstring.
Yeah, okay. It wasn't about pull some pork or something
No, it wasn't that.
Well, maybe, if you think about it.
Can you remember,
Anyway.
Can you remember that Michael Slater got sacked from Channel 9 when he got into a drunken fight with his then girlfriend on a plane, and then he attacked Prime Minister Scott Morrison in a series of tweets, and then he got charged with assault. He got hospitalised, and then he went to rehab. So he fell apart.
Yeah, Slats has had a bit of a roller coaster, hasn't he?
But the most extraordinary one was Stuart McGill. Can you remember the former spinner?
Absolutely we can.
He got kidnapped, and then the kidnappers turned the table and accused him of being a drug kingpin. You know you're in trouble when your kidnappers are like, this is on you.
How can you possibly turn this? I got kidnapped. This is not on me. Well, actually, maybe it is. McGilla.
What is it with all these former cricketers just losing their minds once they retire? I've got a theory on this. Do you want to hear it?
Oh, yes, please.
You didn't even ask me the question. I was going to tell you.
I was getting to it.
Oh, they get so mollycoddled when they're in this Australian cricket team, right? And they're in a bubble. Everything's done for them. They get feted everywhere they go. They're treated like gods. And then I can only imagine once you're not there anymore, you must lose your mind and just be like, well, where's all that gone?
Well,
What now?
Potentially. Well, who knows what's happening inside the Australian cricket team. Seems like a pretty stable bunch at the minute. What I am looking forward to, though, is Jodies Juice, the bad boys of the NRL edition.
We don't have enough time.
And that's not a 3-minute segment. That's a 3-week segment.
Any questions? All you have to do is ask.
Ask Hayesy.
Yes. You know what I'm all about, don't you, Jodes? IAATKATF. I've always said that. It's all about the kids and their future.
Oh, yes.
Am I right?
I'm sorry I looked blank when you said that. Because that's your daily mantra, isn't it?
For goodness sake, I've been saying that since day dot. Why can't you keep up with these things?
I'm sorry, it's my fault entirely. This is basically where we get kids to send in questions to you and you can answer them because you take your responsibility as a breakfast radio host very seriously.
Absolutely. You better believe I do. You're damn right I do.
Damn straight.
Breakfast at nova919.com.au if you're a budding youngster who wants to get a bit of a head start on life and you've got a question.
Uncle Hayesy's here.
Here he is. Let's go to this one from River.
Hi, Hazy. It's River. If stuffed animals could talk, what would they say?
A lot of the stuffed animals at my house actually do talk.
Do they?
Particularly on Friday night after a couple of beers. They start to talk to me. It's unbelievable.
What do they say?
Last Friday night, my daughter Stuffed Duck said to me, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them.
Really?
I thought, well, that's very eerily similar to an inspirational quote from Walt Disney. Solid knowledge from the small duck.
Oh, no.
My son's Buzz Lightyear sat me down the other night as well, and he whispered, our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall.
Buzz.
And I thought, wow, that sounds like something Confucius would say.
Yes.
Good on you, Buzz. Thanks for sharing that insight.
Deep.
But this was my favourite, and this hit me right in the middle of a Saturday night when the kids had gone to sleep and I started talking to the stuffed animals. This one in particular, when we really got deep, said, I'm selfish, impatient, and a little inconsiderate. I make mistakes, and I'm out of control, and at times hard to handle. But if you can't handle it, my worst, then you sure as hell don't deserve me at my best.
Yes.
I can't believe the stuffed animal said that to me.
Oh, no. That's incredible.
So, yes, River, stuffed animals do speak, but you're too young to make them speak. If you're 4 years old, you've got another 14 years to go.
Unless you've got access to an Asahi six-pack, they're not talking to you.
Anyway, hope that was helpful. Next question, please.
Hi, I'm Harry. Where did all the dinosaurs go?
Ooh.
Great question. Really good question. I know a few dinosaurs who are still getting around about the place as well.
Don't look at me.
Don't worry, I'm not. That was just by chance. I glanced over at you.
It wasn't by chance.
I didn't mean to look you up and down and look at you as well. Sorry about that, Jodes.
Right.
I think all the dinosaurs disappeared one night at Marble Bar back in 2011. Who remembers Marble Bar? But now there's a new breed of dinosaurs and gremlins that are finding their feet and developing nicely at Fat Controller. I think the kids call it Fats.
Yeah, Fats. My daughter was a door bitch at Fats.
Oh, was she really?
Yeah, she was.
Oh, yeah. Suck up to Taylor.
Yes.
Get on the list.
Someone's got the stamp, don't they?
No.
Really?
Big lady with the stamp.
You look so pretty.
I think several breeds of dinosaur also became extinct around 2010 at the Grand Bar. That's where this dinosaur died, I reckon.
I was out with my friends the other day and we recognised the bouncer from the Grand. Does that make me a dinosaur?
It means you've got a long memory.
It really does.
Wow, unless you've been to the Grand recently. I hope you didn't do that. Okay. Final question.
Yep.
Hi, Hayesy. It's Henry. Why do planes stay in the air?
Oh, this is a great question, Henry.
Really good question. Very, very simple. Helium. They pump them up full of helium. And just a side note as well.
Yep.
You know when you think you've got a helium balloon,
Yeah.
but you don't, but for some reason you do the voice anyway?
Oh, yeah.
You go, there's nothing in there. So as far as I know, it's purely helium.
Yeah, okay. I would say this to Henry. If you're a Qantas flight from Auckland to Sydney, then there's a very real chance your plane won't stay in the air.
We're learning. That's what it's all about.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Hayesys on Miss Daisy.
Well, welcome to Thursday, the 19th of January. Let's take a little trip down memory lane. We'll start in 1946, Jodes. Dolly Parton is born. Today's her 77th birthday.
I wonder if she came out with a naturally busty bosom like she's got now.
She's very consistent, isn't she?
She really
Very consistently perky.
Yeah.
Good on her. I wonder what her secret is.
She's an eagle.
Good stuff, Dolly. Happy birthday.
When she flies.
1966, Sir Robert Menzies announced his retirement after 16 years as Australia's Prime Minister. Your favourite PM across the journey?
That's a good question. Julia Gillard.
Of course.
She was the first chick, you know.
Who was Australia's first PM?
Was it Dolly Parton?
Yes, it was.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Edmund Barton.
Oh, okay, there you go.
There you go. There used to be an ad. That's why it's in my head. 1977, snow falls in Miami, Florida. This is the only time in the history of the city that snowfall has occurred. It also fell in the Bahamas.
Snow in the Bahamas?
Oh, who would have thought such a thing?
I don't think so.
2013, Lance Armstrong admits to doping in all 7 of his Tour de France victories. I remember what I was doing when I saw that interview as well, and when the information came out. That was iconic.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't have seen someone go from such an unbelievable, flawless superhero to such a villain so instantly.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, wasn't it? Didn't he deny it for a very long time? Like, there were always rumours about him doping. He was like, nah. And then the evidence was such that he was like, yeah, I did it.
And then he turned up at the Tour Down Under.
Yes, and we paid him. The government
lot.
paid him to be
A lot
here.
of money. 2017, Vegemite once again became Australian-owned after Bega Cheese bought the spread and other well-known brands for $460 million. You're either on board Vegemite or you're not. You?
Well, I don't like people who aren't. Vegemite, iconic, beautiful, tastes amazing.
Wow.
Some
This
people
is
have
controversial.
it. Some people have it with avocado.
Yeah, that's good. It's a nice little combination. I go for Promite. Vegemite or Promite?
No one
Yeah.
is on Team Promite.
Well, it's like Vegemite, but it's a professional version.
No, it's not. It's the inferior version. It's like Danny Minogue and Kylie Minogue. You've got Kylie, who's up here, and then Danny.
How dare you disrespect Danny like that? That is not fair. I won't stand for it. The number one song on January 19, 2000 was Danny Minogue. No, it wasn't. It's Christina Aguilera, What a Girl Wants. It's Jodie and Hayesy. Good morning.
Well, Hayesy, you know that I like to surprise you with people you love and admire in this great state of South Australia.
You brought me Tom Wren a few days ago. You couldn't possibly top that, surely.
Oh, I think I have, and I think I can, and I think I will. Can you say a very good morning to Port Adelaide superstar Connor Rozze?
Yes, Connor.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh, mate, our absolute pleasure. How are you? How's the pre-season been? You feeling good?
Yeah, I'm going well. We're fully into it now, and the weather's just starting to cool off, which is nice. So, the boys are working hard.
Connor, most of the boys like to hit the weights in the off-season, so you come back and then the guns are really, really doing a bit. Has that been your priority this pre-season, just to really bulk up?
Not me specifically, but I've heard Zach Butters has been putting in a lot of extra hours. So,
right.
Look out for him on the track for sure.
Yeah, because sometimes, you've got to increase the girth of your biceps and your triceps because it's good for when you're hip and shouldering and things like that. Is that how you read it?
Yeah, well, that's what he keeps telling me, but I've seen him down at the beach about 6 out of 7 nights over the last few weeks. So, keep an eye on that young man.
Yeah.
Just ripping out the beach weights.
Yeah,
I love it. Connor, we are the new kids on the block in terms of breakfast radio. It's a fiercely competitive market. We would like to win over the Port fans as a priority. Do you have any tips, indications as to how we can do that, Hayesy and I?
How do we tap into the Port faithful?
Well, if you guys are really serious, which I've heard mixed reviews about so far, so I do have an idea. We have another open session this Friday. I think we had around 1,000 people out last week, so look, if you guys really want to recruit some Port Adelaide faithful, I think you need to get out in person and show your face for once. So, get down Friday. We've got an open session in the morning, and I'm sure you'll be able to turn a few heads if you're out here at training.
Connor, when you doubt our seriousness, what is that about? About life? About radio? About winning over the faithful? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's a bit of a combination of all three things, I think. I've heard a lot of comments from people throughout Adelaide, so I'll be interested to see what happens this Friday.
Hey, look, feedback, whether it's positive or brutal, is still feedback, and we appreciate that. So thank you very much. Hey, Rose, we'll see you on Friday, mate. So it's a very, very good heads up. And look, we're going to go down and we're going to try and woo the Port supporters. I reckon that's the best ticket in, yeah?
You got any,
Yeah, it sounds like a plan.
Hey, what do they like? Do they like, I don't know, bacon egg rolls? Will that get them on board?
Look, if you come down with food, I'm sure you'll be able to turn about 1,000 out of 1,000 people.
Love it. Connor, thank you so much. And just for the record moving forward, Hayesy has mentioned on this show when we were getting to know him, who's your hall pass, guess who he said?
He better not have.
He said a resounding Connor Rozze.
oh, look, I'm just like everybody else in Adelaide. Wow.
Every other female. I think you're missing the point.
Yeah. Hey, Connor, appreciate your time, mate. Best of luck.
No worries, guys. See you Friday.
Well, Hayesy, the last couple of weeks we've been bringing in friends of the show. There is no greater friend of this show than the man who works upstairs because he's contractually obliged to because it's the same company. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's a real big supporter of you and me. Please say good morning to the hardest working man in media, Will Goodings.
Well, almost nothing you just said was true. Beyond the fact that I'm a giant friend of the program, of course, having appeared on the Jodie program on the weekend before, and that was a great deal of fun. You embarrassed me at some game we played at the time. Not contractually obliged, doing this out of the goodness of my heart, because I love the program. I love you and Hayesy. I think you're doing a magnificent job.
Thank you.
What was the other falsehood you spurted out?
The hardest working man in media.
Absolute rubbish. That is absolute rubbish.
I can absolutely back that up. I watch him go about it at Channel 7. But what really, really impresses me is that he has his own breakfast radio show, and at the same time he listens to us. Isn't that incredible?
That is extremely difficult. Yeah, it's hard to pay attention.
Yeah.
When David's speaking because I've always got the earbud in.
Yeah.
Because you listen to fresh hits from Taylor Swift.
Exactly. Well, I hate to miss out. And I do my dose of cool because we do the nerd stuff upstairs.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and I come down here, I get to stand up.
Yeah.
Which is very exciting.
So Pembo's trying to bang on about the war in Ukraine, and you're like, hold on a second, Dua Lipa's playing?
Well, yeah.
And you got Will in the background going, it's me, I'm the problem, it's me.
Oh, you guys, you heard that? Yeah, that was embarrassing.
No, you are a very hard worker because you're working at both ends of the day, but you just said to us that would be infinitely easier if you didn't have a newborn.
That's the thing. People say, oh, you do the two jobs, you do breakfast radio and doing the TV bit. That's nothing. Having the 12-week-old is the full-time gig that's the most difficult. I could do 4 jobs if little Rosie wasn't around. I'm glad she is, obviously.
What hours has Rosie dictated that she would like to sleep to her parents?
Well, Rosie decided to skip through being an infant and became a uni student straight away. So she's decided that she'll do 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
But her 8 hours are between 1 a.m. and 9 a.m.
Okay.
So, she's just, that's, time to party. She's going to have a little sleep in, which is nice. Dad's not getting the sleep in.
Yeah, and unbelievable as well that she's out every single night, gets home at 3 a.m. and then lives off Megarang. Incredible diet for a youngster.
Hasn't passed an assignment in on time either. It's just extraordinary.
No. Have you sat her down and said, Rosie, look, I know you're, how many weeks old is she now?
She's 13 weeks old now. Yeah.
Well, at 13 weeks, you're old enough to understand that Daddy has to get up at 4.
Oh,
so the crossover hours aren't working.
I think the problem is she's not quite in the 5AA demo yet.
Right.
She's a few years away. She's not quite... She's more doing Hayesy and Jodie at the moment, I think, at this point in time.
She's 67 years away from me.
Yeah, she's warming up to it.
Don't worry, we've got some fresh hits to play for her coming up. Hey, before we let you go, Will, look, I think we can safely say you might be the voice of reason in Adelaide. People, when this man speaks, we're going to embarrass him here, people listen.
Okay.
And look, the ratings will tell you that as well, Channel 7 for the news, and they've been saying that for a long time on AA with The Breakfast Show.
Yeah.
Can you please tell everyone to listen to us?
Oh, well, I mean, I've already revealed that I do.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Live whilst I'm doing my own program. Hard to believe, you might say. But I don't lie. If you're in this town, you're listening to Jodie and Hayesy.
There it is. There's the promo. There's the promo.
There we go.
Do I have to explain this when I go back upstairs?
You have, weirdly, there's an all-staff email that says, Will Goodings is required for a meeting in the PD's office immediately.
I've got a feeling, though, Pembo's not listening.
Nobody tell David, all right?
Thanks for coming in. Hey, what a fun show we've had this morning. Tomorrow, last chance at some Sam Smith tickets. We're going to do the No, we're not doing that. Are we doing that? Are we doing mean tweets again?
I think we should. Yes, feedback's good. If it's good, if it's bad, or somewhere in between, you need to know what people are thinking.
I'm a very sensitive soul.
So get in there, and you know what? Throw some spice in.
No. Don't
make it fun.
Don't encourage people to do that.
I come from the school of cane corns. Okay, so I've learned to embrace it.
Yes. Now, we just discussed our team rules just then. On tomorrow's show, something has happened behind the scenes that may see our first altercation between you and I. We haven't had a fight yet. We're about 8 shows in.
We're wearing the same dress.
Things may erupt tomorrow.
Okay. Jeez, it's already spicy. We haven't even got to mean tweets. All right, have a fantastic rest of your day.